this edition of Dragway Memories. We managed to corral Smack Smith long enough to get him to sit down and answer a few questions. Have a look. Welcome to Dragway Memories. We've got a special guest with us today, Smack Smith. There he is right there. And he's going to talk to us a bit about how he came to Canada and a whole bit of history about Smacks and where he's from and where he's going. Welcome, Smacks.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
We've got a whole bunch of questions for you, and we'll start off with what made you come to Canada in the first place?
Well, I've been a drag racer as long as I can remember. I had nobody in my family knew anything about drag racing. I sort of found it myself. So by the time I was 18 years old, I was already getting into drag racing. I just continued with that. I did everything I possibly could, and then I started chasing the American dream. I got the opportunity to come to Canada, but I also was running a little gasser, a little Ford Anglia, which hopefully we've got some here today. And I thought that was the sum total of whatever I was going to do. So I raced the Anglia over in England. Then I immigrated here in 1980, and then I decided I was going to bring the car with me, and I ended up rolling it at Cayuga second time out and destroyed the car. So I was like, back to the drawing board. But anyway, we built another one, carried on racing, and without boring you with everything I've done, I've been drag racing for 48 years straight. I've never missed driving race cars once in 48 years. I was in Canada till 1992. And then I missed England and I went back, and by which time I built a 1935 Chevy as a blown alcohol altered, and I campaigned that quite successfully here. And then I took that back to England with me, and then I set the European record at 6.92 at 203 on my daughter's 21st birthday. So for me that was just magical. But then, you know, all those drag races are the same, you know, when's enough is enough, it's never enough.
Never enough.
So I had the opportunity to move on to top alcohol dragster. So I ran 6.5 seconds at 210 miles an hour with that. And then I crashed. I had a really bad crash at Santa Pod, and I've got a picture in my shop with all four wheels off the ground facing the start line. I hit the guardrail, I barrel rolled 6 times at 200 miles an hour, came to rest the right way up, and I thought I was going to die. I put my thumbs down so I didn't snap them off on the buttons, turned away, and I expected chassis to impale me. I thought, goodbye world, and it ended up the right way up, and I could feel my fingers and feel my toes, and I was like, man, I'm okay. So in the meantime, the safety safari were there, and they said, don't move, we scrambled the helicopter, we're going to get you to hospital. And I said, well, I think I'm all right. And I jumped out of the car, and they said, well, no, you might have internal injuries and stuff. I said, well, I don't think so. And I walked to the ambulance. Anyway, they cancelled the helicopter, they kept me 2 hours on gas and air, and I went over to the pits, and believe it or not, we took the angle grinder out and we cut all the damaged part of the chassis all apart. And there's a crowd 30 deep. They couldn't believe they just watched me roll 6 times at 200 miles an hour, come back to the pits, take the whole car apart, and sent it off to Hauser's chassis shop to get the chassis all rebuilt. So I did that, got the car back out again. So now I was really hooked. So I thought, you know what, you only live once, and that's because of the crash. It made me appreciate, like you could fall off a curb and die. You could cross a road and die. So obviously we do everything in our powers to keep ourselves safe, but you don't want to be shying away from opportunities. So an opportunity came for me to buy a direct drive nitro funny car. So on the backs of a 200 mile an hour crash, I went and bought a 300 mile an hour funny car. So I campaigned that very successfully. We started the nitro, equivalent of like a nitro chaos, but it was the British Funny Car Championships. And I ran the second fastest speed at 265 miles an hour back in 1999 or 2000. So that was huge. And then on the back of that, I started doing some TV stuff. So I had my dragster still, so we did Scrappy Challenge with a nitro funny car, did Panic Mechanics. I got invited to a show called A Week on the Wild Side, and filmed me for 9 days, and that was right up to the point that on camera they filmed me crashing at 200 miles an hour. But they went home that day, so they only had the still shots. But Keith, who owns the track, he was saying, well, stay for the 9th day and watch him, and he would have put him up in a helicopter to film it, and that never happened because the budget's in England and everything. So.
Here's a view of bracket racing about 30 or more years ago. Check it out.
Alright, we got a beautiful AMX chopped up from Buffalo.
Mark Sauter in the back there with his Mustang. In the top of the lanes. Jimmy Jewer sneaks under the bridge, and we got the AMC all chopped up. Dan Delaney artwork on it.
Yeah, from Buffalo, New York. Taking a lap down the legendary 1320.
What's it down there?
Stands there.
Yeah, the old guardrails. Willie Kerr in the overdrawn machine. We'll race the wheels out this thing for a number of years.
Beautiful small block rear-ended dragster.
And Mark Manicanen now races in a 70 Acadian in butternut yellow. This is his car before he took a hiatus from the sport for about 25 years.
Yeah, he's back now, and it's like he never left. He just picked up where he left off, winning rounds, winning races, winning championships.
Yeah, now Willie Kerr's got made a name for himself somewhat with some tuning, like some pro-modifieds and top sportsman type cars. And Willie, this is obviously time trial, there's no handicap starts there, so Willie gets down there first, 8 something, I can't see from here. Jamie Wagoose. Up against the Firebird, I can't remember the guy's name. I sold him photos, and it's just not coming to me. Jamie and Not Your Father's Oldsmobile. And some trouble in there, reaches in a scoop, and yep, we're good to go. No, seems to be, well, Jamie's off on his own there. He didn't have to wait after the trouble for that Firebird. Now it's come to life.
Harry Snap with DSE Racing. Pontiac Firebird.
Designed by Bill Richards.
Yeah, did that many years ago. Hard running car of DSE and Harry Snap. Snap, a well-known racer in the heavy ET. He won championships one year.
Yep.
Really big deal back in this day.
Bill Ergader from Speed Shop. This is his machine. He's mostly home built. Up against Ken Parkman, the ABC, anything but Chevy guy. He won the championship, I think, in that machine either that year or the year after.
Yeah, it has some lettering on it when he won.
Yeah, ABC. Ken Parkman, a very, very good racer, no matter what he's in, but he was AMC all the time. Always had a smile on his face, Ken.
Those quick little silver heads as well.
Yeah. Dean Mogish, tower side here in the Oldsmobile. Sunroof up against Wayne Pauls out of Bimbrook in his Alter. That's an LJ chassis built machine. Dean and Bob Park could do no wrong in these years here. He won the Super Bowl championship hands down. Won a lot of big dollar bracket races and doubled up on more than one weekend. There's Bob there.
Bob there, yeah.
In the yellow hat. We all wore those stupid yellow lime green hats for a while there. Bob got him from Dead and Bear because he was one of the first to bring that sort of thing into the market here in Southern Ontario. And Dean racing again. Bob, we'll see. We'll see when he does his interview. I actually drove that car that Dean's driving there in 10:55 at 126 and changed my life.
Yeah, what a cool ride that would be.
Yeah, it was. It gets beat here by the Altered though. The Radical Opel GT.
Yeah, originally called the Blue Tick with
Joe Roy?
Joe Van O.
Oh, Joe Van O. That's right.
Yeah, built this car originally. I don't know who it is with the Radical Opel, but I should.
We probably do. We just don't know.
Check the files.
Well, get it there, folks. And that was Paul.
Oh, Martin.
Yeah, Paul Martin over there in the Chevette. I think it was an evil handling thing.
All right, beautiful little Team Roadster.
There's Jim Walker in the Acadia. And we've never seen this Opel before.
No, I don't know who that Opel
Although I was there that day, I'd never seen it before. Must have gone for a burger. Never seen me out there.
is. Every now and then you get racers who are on their way to somewhere else and stop in and
Yep, where I am right there, I obviously shot the wrong car.
right there.
Spent most of my life on one side or the other side of the track. Here we go again with the 440 CUDA. Mark Lawrence up against the Bartel Germanizer. Could be Jerry or it could be Joe Bonifero on side. And Jerry drove it a couple times, but Joe drove it more. And now Joe's son's driving.
Weekend of
Yep.
bracket action here.
Yeah, we got pretty good. This is when the track ran their own bracket action. They ran the points. We raced Sundays, practiced Saturday. Germanizer gets there first. This is Tom Gordon's car, the late Tom Gordon. I don't know who's in it here. Maybe it could be either Peter McRitchie or perhaps Kirk Manny.
Yeah, this car been around a little bit. Super stock car originally.
Yeah.
Up against Andy McFeela.
Andy. Yes, Andy. He's a legend at our track and just about every track he's been to. Walking out of the shop. 69 there, Bill.
69 Camaro up against Mr. Gordon as the boss 429 powered
Yep.
Dex top fuel chassis car of the Ringy brothers.
Yeah. Still got the car. I think it's for sale. Steve's pretty much wound down his racing career at this point. He won a lot of money with that car. Did very well. He won the championship at Cayuga one year. Sold all the big block Ford parts and concentrated on just what was basically available. Many laps on that car. He gets there first.
You're in the dragster, Rob, but I don't know who it is.
This is John C. Short. John C. Short is by the seashore. No, John C. Short, he had a Duster against Al Pollock. He had a Duster one time, same color that apparently was the old fire chief's car. Okay, we're done.
We certainly have a lot of photos here at Dragway Memories, but we're always looking for more. we'll see you next week.
Remember, hook hard, go straight, don't be late, and may your God bless you. See ya.